Hey guys, okay, so today I'm here talking to you about my microblading experience. I feel like I'm an experienced microblader. Can we talk about also how we're in New England and it was legit 40 degrees yesterday and today I'm in like a tank top because it's like 70 degrees. So yeah, things are a little bit crazy. So, but anyway, so I'm an experienced microbladee, and so I wanted to sit down and actually answer your questions. This video was actually the idea of the person who does my microblading. Her name is Mila. Her company is called the Brow Muse, located here in Boston, but moving to New York. She's gonna be doing Boston and New York, but she's actually physically moving to New York and has a location on Madison Avenue. I'll put details for where you can reach her to book your appointment in the description box. So just to be completely transparent, I did receive my microblading complimentary from Mila in exchange for these reviews, but you know I always keep it real and 100 with you guys about the experience, and I freaking love it. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about this process, because I've now done it, literally done it a bunch of times in the past year, okay? And we'll talk about why I had to get it done so many times in a little bit. So the first thing we're gonna do though is answer the questions that a lot of you guys have been asking that I sent over to Mila, and she gave a lot of answers that I can't because I'm not a professional microblader, and she is. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see. I wear glasses on all the time, but I don't wear them in videos because I did not get like the anti-glare on these, and so it looks kind of crazy in videos when I have them on. So, but you guys are gonna work with me so I can answer these questions. So, okay, so first of all, let's talk about why my brows look different now as opposed to when I got it done last year. So, first things first, I am now 1 week out from having gotten the microblading done to begin with. So, I got, or rather, my touch-up appointment. I had a touch-up appointment 1 week ago. So what you see now is not the finished result. What you see now is that in-between stage of when it's like scabbing, it's already scabbed rather, and it's flaking off. So you're still not even seeing, the pigment kind of fades, and then it goes through like a blooming stage. So we're not fully there yet, but if already I'm seeing that it's gonna be looking bomb, because I've got nothing on my friends, those of you that have seen my videos, you know that your girl does not have brows. And to have brows now like this with nothing on them, listen. So real talk, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of, just to make them a little bit, when I have makeup on, not like for every day, but when I'm doing a full face, a full beat, I'll probably fill it in a little bit, like pull it down a little bit and just shape it just a slight bit. But for the most part, I won't need to, from what I'm seeing so far. But I'm not healed yet. It takes a good month, 4 to 6 weeks for real healing, okay? So the reason this looks different from when I originally got them done is because I have Mila did a new procedure on me called HD microblading before I got 3D blading. So 3D blading is just the brush, it's just the strokes, right? They use the ink or whatever and the blade, and they just, you know, kind of scrape the skin. So those are the strokes you're getting with microblading, which is fine, right? And I got that, but I only got that really more in the beginning area here, and then she filled in the rest with semi-permanent shadow. So this is really good for, according to Mila, really good for people who have really dark skin and bald spots on their brows. And I had really, really thin brows and bald spots. And so let me read her exact answer because I'm filling stuff in. Why am I out of breath? I don't know. The HD microblading technique is strokes and shadow. It's great for someone with very dark black skin, brown skin, dark skin, someone who has thick dark hair but very thin brows, someone who has bald spots in her brows. Listen, I got it. That was the answer. Now, the next question is, what kinds of questions should you ask if you're looking for a technician? So this is actually really, really good. Listen up if you're looking for your microblading specialist, right? Technician. Make sure that the technician has hundreds of pictures before and after, healed pictures, not just the immediate pictures, because the immediate pictures look great, but then you heal and it's not going to be as dark when you first get it done with what it heals. You know what I mean? It's just, especially if you've got super duper thin brown, it's not going to look the same. So it's important that you see, it's nice to see the before, but once that junk scabs, then you'll be able to see if it took for real, right? So, so this is important that you see befores and afters, right? Once you have found something that you really like, you can tell that their work, and you can tell that their work is consistent, check their credentials. Think of your microblading artist like a hairstylist or anyone in the beauty industry. You have to always have somebody who's growing and developing their skills by having continuing education. Mila is forever going and getting updated on her techniques. The fact is, she wasn't doing HD microblading last year. She's doing it now because she's taking these special courses. She's always perfecting her craft. This I love about her. So remember that she also does not recommend that you go and find somebody on like Groupon or Guild City or any of those kind of like cheapo coupon sites, because a good technician is a busy technician. So if they're out there shopping around and really trying to get their business up, that's not where you want to go. Okay. What's the cost? So usually she's saying it's anywhere from $600 to $1,000 depending on the location of the studio that you'll choose, depending if you're getting HD microblading versus regular microblading. I've heard people have been able to get it in different cities for less than $600, but that's the going rate, especially here in the Northeast, Boston, Massachusetts, Boston, New York. That's kind of the rate you're going to be going for. Now, does it hurt? Okay. So Mila says, it's virtually or almost painless. Why almost? Some people just in general have more sensitive skin and whatever, and about 3% of her clients still feel it. I'm one of the 3%. After the consultation after the consultation is done before you begin, and then you are numbed and so forth, because that's how you go in, you get a consultation, then she numbs you. For 30 minutes, you have to get that numbing solution on your face, to numb you, and then you start the process. But I will say that Mila, this year, I didn't for this procedure, I did not feel it till the end. I did not feel anything until the very, very end of the procedure. And that's when I started to feel, and it feels like somebody is scraping you. Like that's the only sensation. It's like if somebody's scraping up against your brows. And I have to say, if you're somebody who's gotten threading or waxing done, that's nothing. Like this is nothing compared to threading or waxing. Those two things are far more painful because Mila does thread your brows after just to clean up any mess. And that was way more pain. I mean, it's fast or whatever, but it was more painful than the actual microblading. And again, the numbing solution she's using now is way, 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 way better than last year. And so even last year, I could feel it, but it didn't like hurt. But so on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is about maybe a 2-3 on a scale of 1 to 10 for pain, if you feel it at all. Because there are people who legit don't feel anything, and she's had people who literally fall asleep during the procedure. So, somebody asked why my brows are darker and fuller now than they were before. She says they look fuller because of the new HD microblading procedure. When you have strokes done, you can still see the skin in between. You see this highlight? Listen, I'll tell you all about that in a bit. You can still see the strokes in between, and they can appear lighter, but during HD microblading, the body of the eyebrow is filled in, and that's why it looks almost like powder, like she's filled in my brows for me with semi-permanent, powder. The finished look will be a gradual brow because only the front has the brush strokes. So for the consultation, if you like certain styles and you know what they look like, so bring pictures to your consultation of the brows that you like. Also, Mila recommends going to your consultation with your brows filled in so your technician can see the shape that you normally like your brows to be. So she wants you to kind of come in looking like you normally do. It's important for her to have a clear vision of what you want, but she's really, really good. Like this time, I went with them filled in, but then her assistant took them off. So Mila didn't even see me before I walked in the door, but I think because she knows me and maybe, she's seen me tons of times outside of our appointment, not tons, but she's seen me outside of our appointments, then I really feel like she has been able to, she just knows what I like and was able to fill them in exactly the way I wanted them done. Is the process different for women with dark skin? No, there's no difference in her approach for microblading for dark skin, fair skin, or medium skin. In each category, there are different skin types, undertones, and thickness. The only difference is in the healed results. With dark brown skin or dark brown microbraided strokes will have less contrast on darker skin. Okay? Aftercare is extremely important. And you should remember that microblading is a teamwork between you and technician. Just do what they tell you to do. She gives you a kit afterwards with instructions on how to care for your brows. Also an ointment that you put on your brows twice a day. So just do what you're told. Chances of infection are keloid. Microblading is a type of tattooing, and as any tattoo, there's always a chance of infection. Make sure your technician uses top quality pigments, sterile blades, and has a blood-borne pathogen certificate. In Boston and New York City, for example, tattoo artists also have to have a tattoo license issued by the health board department. Make sure that your place has their certifications fully. Correctly performed microblading does not create scars or keloids, but if you do keloid, this is not for you. Not for you. So she's got 2 locations, Madison Avenue here in Boylston Street, here in Boston. So, and I'll put that information in the comment section. But for me, here's basically what happened. So the reason I had to go so many times is last year, right? So last year around, I think I had my first appointment in March. And again, I have videos about this, so you guys can watch that first appointment. First appointment in March last year. Did the got the consultation, did the first appointment, brush strokes. It looked really natural, but I could even feel after the first appointment that it definitely wasn't as full as I wanted it to be. But I knew I was going back a second time, and I was like, okay, second time we're gonna be good. She gonna really fill me in. We're gonna be popping, because technically it's better to go light and then go more dramatic than to go dramatic and you can't go back, right? Right. So, but because of my skin type, I have oily skin. So if you have oily skin, the pigment is harder. It just affects, it eats at the oil eats at the pigment, right? So oily skin, oil eats at the pigment. Second of all, if you have, I use Retin-A, which is an acne medication. I've done a video about it so you guys know. And that affects it as well. I'm not stopping Retin-A because, listen, I need my skin to be all right. If it's going to affect the pigment, I know that it's fine. Because here's the thing for me is, even if this isn't perfect, it's fine. I'm a girly girl, whatever. I'm always going to fill them out regardless, right? I'm always going to clean them up, do a little bit of something. Not much, but a little something. This has shaved off so much of my time with makeup. The 2 biggest things that take me the most time with makeup, 1, lashes, of course, and 2, brows. Now, brows are like a non-factor, and they always, for the most part, look really good. What you're seeing now doesn't look perfect because it's flaking off, and I can't fold them in during this point I'm not trying to get an infection and touch it and all that. So we're letting it ride, but for me to not have anything on my brows right now, looking pretty good. And so when I went back the second time, we saw that there was like no I hadn't retained any pigment. So she went in way more dramatic and darker, and they looked a lot better. So then but then she basically had to do it again, like all over the second time around, because I hadn't retained any pigment. And so then you have to go the third time. So essentially it's a minimum of 2 times to go to get your brows microblading. You're not paying more, you pay once, but it's a minimum of 2 times, and some people have to go back 3 times. For the touch-up, that is the yearly touch-up. Now, touch-ups, I think we should have asked this question. Touch-ups, I believe, are every 6 months to a year, depending upon how much fading you've gotten. I'd be going once a year, okay? But I could always text her a picture like, Mila, do I need to come in? What do you think? And we'll figure it out. But don't let more than a year pass between your appointments, right? And I think that also may affect like the rate you pay if who knows, but I'm guessing that might affect it. So make sure you're not going beyond your 1 year mark, right? And so you go after 6 months to a year to get your boost, as she calls it. Now, when you go for your boost, that's usually just 1 appointment. You go for your boost and you're done. But we're gonna see how this takes after I do my boost, and how the brows are looking, how they've healed. So in about 3 weeks, I'll send Mila a picture of my brows. But hey, girl, what do you think? Should I come back in? And we'll kind of discuss to see if I should come back in for a second boost, so to speak. But I'm thinking I'll be good. But Guys, I highly recommend this procedure. And not just because obviously Mila did this for me, I'll be real with y'all, but because I spend a lot of time and money buying like all those Anastasia dip brows, different angled brushes, trying to get it to be perfect and look right. And it just was a lot. So now all I've done before is fill it in a little bit with a ColourPop black and brow pencil. And then I actually, which is only available online, unfortunately. So I'm really happy with this procedure. If you have any other questions, I promise you it's probably been answered in the original video, the second video, or this video. But if it hasn't been answered, you can ask some questions down below and I will answer it from my point of view or my experience. And if there's anything else, I will circle back with Mila and ask her what she thinks. She's the expert. I'll put also all of her contact information in the description bar so you can also go ahead and make your appointment because I highly recommend her. And I'll see y'all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, before I go, let's talk about this highlight, okay? So the highlighter that I'm wearing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is from this company. I'll put a link somewhere. I can't pronounce the company. I think it's 1976 Cosmetics. It's in Roman numerals, and I haven't seen a Roman numeral since I was in the 4th grade. And friends, that was a very long time ago, okay? But this color right here is called Pegasus. I have 6 of her highlighters. They're everything. Black-owned cosmetics company. Use the coupon code Lisa to save because listen, you need this highlight. All right. Second is this lipstick by another black-owned brand called Pink Stiletto Cosmetics. Goes on like butter, stays on your lips. It does dry down very, very matte, like a traditional, almost a traditional matte lipstick, but the color, the pigment, this is made by hand, black-owned brand. Listen, I can't. I love this color. Like, I don't have a brown that looks like this. And it goes on so damn creamy and whipped. It feels almost like a liquid suede, like an NYX liquid suede going on, so you could just really cover your lips so beautifully. And this color, everything. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Go get you some microblading. And I'll put a link below for these two if you guys are interested. I'm going to be doing reviews of these two, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.